Hello, everyone. Today, we are going absolutely balls deep into the weird world of Pliny the Elder, statesman, admiral, and famous victim of Vesuvius, along with many other things, because Pliny the Elder and Pliny the Elder, his nephew, were polymaths, and they really had their hands in quite a lot of pies. And considering the intro, that does really sound dirty. But anyway, we are discussing some of Pliny the Elder's many writings, and this is from chapter 63 of the Natural Histories by Plinius Prima, from the Natural Histories, book 28. And book 28, chapter 63, and Pliny's Remedies for Epilepsy. In cases of epilepsy, this is not me talking, this is Pliny, but apparently he also wrote this in Latin, which I love, but I am not fluent in, so bear with me. In cases of epilepsy, it is a good idea to eat a bear's testes, or those of a wild boar, with mare's milk or water, or else to drink a wild boar's urine with honey and vinegar, that being the best which has been left to dry in the bladder. The testes also of swines are prescribed, dried and beaten up in sow's milk. This is not a mother and child reunion, as Paul Simon would have it. This is something just a little squicky. Pliny, what went on in your head, dude? You know, you think about ancient Romans as being soldiers and statesmen and feisty as H-double hacky sticks, and it just kind of seems like they were sitting around, sneezy and sniffly, covered in various species testiculi. It's a word. To continue. The patient abstaining from wine some days before and after taking the mixture. The lights, aka the lungs of a hare, the lights are... It's an old term which means lungs. So when you say, I will beat the lights out of that person, what you're basically saying is you will knock the breath out of them. You will make their lungs fail to fill. The lights of a hare, too, are recommended, salted and taken with 1/3 of frankincense for 30 consecutive days in white wine. Ooh, classy. Hare's rennet at the lining of the tummy. Rennet is the lining of an animal's tummy that is occasionally used for making cheese. The rennet of a hare, also, and donkey brains, smoked with burning leaves and administered in hydromel. I need to research what hydromel is. Hey, Siri.
Yeah.
What is hydromel?
Mead is an alcoholic beverage created by fermenting honey with water, sometimes with various fruits, spices, grains, or hops. Do you want me to keep reading?
No, thank you. Sometimes, even when discussing the ancient world, it's a good idea to look into the modern. So essentially, the hare's rennet and also donkey brains smoked with burning leaves and administered in mead, aka honey wine, in doses of half an ounce per day. So, don't go bonkers with the mead. Probably a good idea, actually. I've had mead because a friend makes it, and it definitely can knock your socks off. Woo! And a donkey's hooves are reduced to ashes and taken for a month together in doses of 2 spoonfuls. Really, Pliny? The testes, also of a donkey, you eat apparently everything but the hee-haw. That's... I suppose that would be... You'd be saving a lot. I mean, you're not being wasteful. So, good on you, Pliny, for being a proponent of recycling and using every single product. The testes, also of a donkey, salted and mixed into the drink, donkey's milk or water in particular. Everything but the hee-haw. The secundines, also of a she-donkey, are recommended, more particular when it is a donkey more particularly that when it's of a male that has been foaled. That is... Okay. And before we continue, the secundines is the placenta. So essentially use the placenta of a lady donkey. Are recommended more particularly when she has had a baby boy. Placed beneath the nostrils of the patient. All this for epilepsy? Wow. I mean, I've tried some weird things and a lot of medications, but I didn't think of going this far. I'm so glad that I found something that worked for me and didn't involve the whole ass donkey. Yeesh. Placed beneath the nostrils of the patient. When the fits are likely to come on, the fits are no longer the nomenclature, the seizures, the episodes. But this was written in the time of St. Paul, so this substance will effectively repel them. There are some persons who recommend the patient to eat the heart of a black donkey, a male donkey of dark coloration, in the open air with bread, upon the first or second day of the moon. Others again prescribe the flesh of that said animal, and others the blood diluted with vinegar and taken for 40 days altogether. And actually, I asked someone who is a history professor, well, how do I act? Let's say that I choose to use this remedy. How exactly would I cook or prepare the donkey heart? And they told me that maybe mix it with strawberries and milk and make a nice smoothie. I mean, I was thinking along the lines of Dancing with Wolves during the initiation ritual when it was simply eaten whole, but I'm glad that there's a less extreme way to eat it than just eating it whole. And taken for 40 days altogether. Some mix horsetail for this purpose, the pea, with smithy water fresh from the forge. So you want the water that the blacksmith would dip his instruments into. Employing the same mixture for the cure of delirium. Epilepsy is also treated with mare's milk, or the excrescences from a horse's legs taken in honey and vinegar. Time to do a quick search. Excrescence is a growth on a animal's legs and or an eyesore. Something that just doesn't look right. So basically any thing gummies that might grow on a horse's legs, like a callus or something. Taken in honey and vinegar. The magicians highly recommend goat meat grilled upon a funeral pyre, as also this fat of that animal, the suet, boiled with an equal quality of bull's gall. I'm hoping it's not what I think, because this is definitely written in some rather antique language that even I love language, but sometimes I don't think to the contents of the gallbladder. Yeah, it's exactly what I was thinking. Care being taken not to let it touch the ground. And the patient swallowing in water while standing aloft. So, don't sit down for this. You need to drink your goat bile standing up. Your bull guile. Gallbladder juice. The smell arising from a goat's horns or deer antlers burnt effectively detects the presence of epilepsy. I'll remember this in case I need to. In cases where persons are suddenly paralyzed, the urine of a donkey baby applied to the body with nard, or a type of perfume made from the flower called the spikenard, which may have been the perfume that Mary used to wash Jesus's feet. It was rather popular as a perfume because it had a beautiful smell. It is very useful, and it is. And there's a footnote. Potum vero ex aqua sublime. The true reading and the meaning are equally doubtful. From the Natural History by Pliny the Elder, translated by John Bostock, MD, FRS, H.T. Riley, Esquire, B.A. London, Taylor and Francis, Red Lion Court, Fleet Street, and published in 1855. I will be popping that into the description below. I'm sorry this took long. I didn't really think it would take so long, but here is an interesting ancient remedy for epilepsy. As you can see, it wasn't quite understood yet as an illness, and their nomenclature has changed over the years, as well Another remedy I remember kind of sounds like sympathetic magic, where a thing that might look like another thing might be cured with that thing. Like broccoli might cure skin issues, like calluses or, white bumps. Raspberries might cure something else, or wine might cure port wine mark, etc., etc. So, sleep with a strong man. And I'm not quite sure how to take that. Do I sleep next to him, or do I boink him silly? The jury's out. And of course, gladiator blood, because gladiator's strong. And I think a lot of people also used to take the hand from a hanged man for a lot of purposes, like to make them more indetectable or for other uses. So sympathetic magic also comes in. But Pliny, what the heck? Seriously, I wish that I could have a little chat with him himself and really ask the questions that are on my mind. The first of which being, what the heck? Uh, anyway, thank you for popping by and listening to me read about the uses of donkeys in medicine. And I think I need to go wash out my mouth with soap. But anyway, so here are some non-conventional remedies that I've heard. And now so Admiral Pliny, writer, researcher, kook. You know, it's very hard. You can't really judge even doctors from the past because things have changed, and things have changed quite a lot. So anyway, know that you're loved, and I apologize for saturating your poor little brains with talk about donkey balls. Anyway, you're loved, and take really good care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and rest up, yo. And valet.